Guys?
Oh, shit, jump. Oh. Alright, everyone, welcome to WhoNeedsReality.com. Sorry, just novacking right there real quick. Gotta relieve yourself. I'm Joe Rapola, this is Michael Cattermole. We're here to do the weekly web show for you, give you all the fantasy football advice you need, NFL news. Let's get the ball rolling.
Jack Del Rio was fired, but that news is overheard by the talk of a sale. Jacksonville Jaguars are being sold, or have been sold, and with a possible move to LA, maybe London in their future because of the low ratings they get in Jacksonville.
Yeah, no one's watching football in Jacksonville. It's a shame, but whatever, because the Jacksonville Jaguars are a pretty boring football team. Big headline this week also, Ndamukong Suh, the Lions defensive tackle, has been suspended 2 games for stumping on a Green Bay Packers player in the Thanksgiving game. Pretty classless act. I don't feel too bad for him. What about you, Mikey?
Well, you know, the player is taking legal action against him. He's going to sue him.
Oh, but... And finally, the last headline of the week is Patrick Peterson, congratulations, has tied the punt return record for punt returns in a season with 4. He ties Devin Hester's record, and Canton, Ohio, Football Hall of Fame has asked for his cleats, so bravo, Patrick. It's week 13 in the NFL this year, and that means we're in go time for fantasy football. Playoffs are either starting up soon or have started this week in your league, so you got to be on your game and ready to win this week. First quarterback we're going to recommend to start is Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers hasn't looked great in the past couple weeks. He really struggled versus Denver and their improved defense last week, but we think he's going to come back together and find his own on Monday night this week. Who else do we like to start, Mikey?
We like Matt Moore. Matt Moore's playing the Raiders. The Raiders haven't looked great, per se. And in 2 of his last 3 games, Matt Moore has topped 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, credit to Matt Moore for holding the Dolphins together with really not the best squad to work with. And finally, a quarterback we really don't like this week at all is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's looked great in recent games, but we think he's going to have a tough time this week versus a tough Texans defense.
Gotta give Wade Phillips a lot of credit. He came in this year, did a questionable move, standing Mario Williams up as a 3-4 linebacker. He's really paid dividends for that team.
Yeah, the Texans defense is really holding them together with all their quarterbacks just, toppling down. On to the running backs. Someone we like and who should be a hot waiver wire pickup this week and who we recommended to pick up is Roy Halu in Washington, D.C. He's been looking good for the Redskins. He had a great game 2 weeks ago. He had a good game last week. And he'll take on the Jets this week, who have a decent run defense, but Halu's very effective in the passing game. Start him with confidence.
Next, D'Angelo Williams, a definite start. Looked really good last week with 2 touchdowns. He's really been coming alive. We know he was a high-round pick that really didn't pan out for a lot of people, but he's really starting to show signs of improvement.
Yeah, how the mighty fall and how they get back up. And finally, a running back we don't like this week is a normal stud, but he's going to have a tough time versus a tough defense in San Francisco, is Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson's going against the best running defense in the league.
Yeah, San Francisco.
They gave up their first running touchdown last week against the Ravens.
The first one.
First one of the whole entire season. Really shocking.
Yeah, gotta watch out for Jackson this week. He might just have a little bit more than he can really handle. Moving on to the wide receivers, and someone we love is Plaxico Burress. He looks like his old self again. He's making great catches. He's not shooting himself in the leg, and not shooting himself in the foot either. Plaxico Burress, starting with confidence. Who else, Mikey?
We like Laurent Robinson. Miles Austin's hamstring is still lingering, and he's really shown to be one of Tony Romo's favorite targets out there.
Yeah, he's
playing the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, no, he's looked great. You got to give credit to Robinson for finding a niche in Dallas and getting back in there and making himself relevant again. And finally, a receiver that we definitely like to start this week is
Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree. Yeah.
He's really coming alive, especially in PPR league. He gets a lot of receptions. I'd look for him to have a big game.
Yeah, Braylon Edwards struggling in San Francisco. Michael Crabtree's being able to, kind of get some confidence, and not the most high-powered offense, but they get the job done. And a receiver that we don't like this week, though, Mikey, is
Andre Johnson.
Bold statements.
Playing a tough team in Atlanta, and 3rd quarterback in 3 weeks.
Yeah, TJ Yates, he's got to watch out. At least his name doesn't start with Matt, though. Moving on to the tight ends. The tight end we're definitely we're not crazy about this week is Heath Miller.
Going up against a really good Bengals team.
Yeah.
It's really been impressive the last couple of
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh offense is just so dry, so unexplosive. Just put Miller on your bench. Let's move on to the defense and special teams. Who's the unit we like, Mikey?
We like the Titans. They're going against a weak Buffalo team.
Yeah, the Titans, they've been getting a lot of sacks lately. They've been playing alive, supporting their offense. Titans are trying to find their own and compete with the Texans in that division there.
Lastly, a defense we don't like seems like a trap game to me.
Yeah, maybe a surprising pick, but you got to sit the New England defense this week. Colts have been terrible, but at the same time, they've been putting up some points. They have a little bit of an offense still. Reggie Wayne's a threat. Donald Brown's been looking good. And we just think this game could be fairly high scoring, but we do think the Patriots are going to win. And finally, folks, we're going to do some bold predictions for this week, Week 13 in the NFL. Mikey, you're on the clock. Does Green Bay lose this week?
I'm going to say yeah. Giants have a nasty pass rush with Pierre-Paul, O.C. Minora, Justin Tuck. I think they get to Rodgers, they pressure Rodgers. Rodgers shows he's even.
11-1, still not a bad place to be. Over or under 2.5 total TDs for Tim Tebow?
Gotta love it. Gotta have my Tebow. Saying over. He's playing a weak Minnesota team. Going with 3.
A real game for Tebow. A real statistical game for once. Over or under 3 field goals for Sebastian the kicker Janikowski, the Polish cannon?
I'm gonna say over. I mean, he's had a ton of field goals. He had 6 last week. They just haven't been able to put it in the end zone, the Raiders.
Just as much fantasy points as a running back. Over or under 1.5 touchdowns for Jimmy Graham in New Orleans?
I'm going to go under.
Under.
Drew Brees is real hot, but he's going to want to spread the ball out.
Yeah, 8 TDs on the year for Graham already, though. Great year for a tight end. 6'6" guy. What a target. And finally, does New England cover the spread against the Colts? 20-point favorites they are.
No, I think the game's going to be a lot closer than that. I know they're playing Orvalowski, and he's a bum from Ohio State, but gotta say under.
Yeah, it's amazing how Colts and the Patriots isn't the game it once was with Peyton Manning gone. And finally, a little bonus question: how long does it take T.J. Yates to get injured? Not to be morbid or anything.
He'll go out midway through the third quarter.
Yeah, like I said, at least his name doesn't start with Matt. For WhoNeedsReality.com, I'm Joe Rapola. This is Michael Cattermall. And remember, don't Tebow in a synagogue, don't Novak in a park. Take care, everybody.